Well, welcome to Unscripted here on Up North Live on this Thanksgiving Eve. We have a lot to get to this evening, but first we are following new developments tonight involving the investigation of Rebecca Park from Wexford County. Rebecca's fiance and sister are now behind bars as the death investigation widens. 21-year-old Kimberly Park now being held on a $750,000 bond, with the judge today calling her a flight risk. Richard Fowler, Rebecca's fiance, is being held on a $1 million bond and being called a threat to the community. With today's arraignments, we're also learning more about the weeks-long search for 22-year-old Rebecca Park that ended yesterday with her body being discovered. Our Tony Lundy has the latest.
Rebecca Park was last seen on November 3rd in Boone Township. 38 weeks pregnant and getting into a dark-colored vehicle, she reportedly arranged for a ride. For days, deputies, friends, and even strangers combed rugged terrain looking for any sign of Rebecca. After 21 days of searching, a volunteer located a body in the Manistee National Forest believed to be Rebecca.
I'm heartbroken, crushed. I have to remain strong. I have 3 children, little bitties that do not understand any of it.
Just hours after the discovery, deputies arrested Rebecca's fiance, Richard Lee Fowler, now charged as a habitual offender with 2 meth delivery felonies, charges that could bring a life sentence. A judge called him a threat and flight risk, ordering a $1 million cash bond. Her sister, Kimberly Park, was also arraigned, accusing of tampering with evidence and lying to investigators during the search. Her bond is set at $750,000.
We have been, as a family, preparing for this outcome. Not quite as gruesome of this outcome, but preparing for this outcome.
And how long?
Now, as this investigation continues, Rebecca's mother says she's grateful for every volunteer and every person who searched and hopes the community gives her family space as they wait for answers. The Wexford County Sheriff's Office is still waiting on autopsy results to positively identify the body. And of course, for the very latest developments in this case, anytime you can head to our website, UpNorthLive.com. Turning over to weather now, another top story we are following very closely. The weather with some pretty big changes moving into parts of northern Michigan. Chief Meteorologist Joe Charlevoix joins us now from the Up North Live Weather Center with the latest on winter weather moving into our region. Joe, what's the latest and what areas are being impacted?
Yeah, we're starting to see that switch now, Melissa. I'm sitting here in our in the weather office. You know, we've had mainly just rain so far the last day or two, but now we're starting to see snow, and it's kind of playing out as expected because we're going to see this starting to switch over to snow tonight. Locally heavy snow and then a lot of wind, and that's going to take us right into the day tomorrow on Thanksgiving. I want to show you our time lapse. This is outside of our studios near Traverse City. And okay, well, we'll start it over once again. We'll start in the morning right there. Just wet earlier today. And then you can see what happened. We started seeing some snowflakes coming in midday as cooler weather started working in. And then, yeah, you can see we started to even cover up the lens here. There's the snow that came in, melted, and kind of covered up the camera lens there. Let's go through the watches and warnings real quick. There are blizzard warnings up in the UP. Those are the orange, or red shaded areas. And then for our area, we have all the pink shaded counties, winter storm warnings. Those have kicked in now through Friday morning. Locally heavy lake effect snow, blowing snow, tough travel. These areas in purple, winter weather advisories. Not as much snow in these spots, but the combination of some snow and wind still leading to tough travel. Down here in this area, Ludington, Oceana County, Mason County, high wind warning for strong winds coming off Lake Michigan. Power outages possible tonight through early tomorrow. And then we have a wind advisory for the rest of northern Michigan on top of the other advisories with snow. Northwest winds 20 to 30, gusting to 45. Same thing here, potential power outages. Here's why. This big area of low pressure kind of swirling through here. You can see that right there. It's right on top of us. This low will continue to move along. And as it does so, we'll start to gradually see the wind continue to pick up here. I'll take you or give you a little closer look at radar this evening. We'll start in the UP, back toward Marquette. It's all snow now. Newberry, you're about to switch to snow here shortly. Mainly rain still at Sault Ste. Marie. There's northern lower Michigan. Petoskey starting the switch over. Sheboygan just rain, yet, but Traverse City, Grayling, snow. And that continues through Cadillac, Big Rapids, Grayling, Houghton Lake, down toward Ludington. And then even downstate, I know a lot of people traveling perhaps there because of the holiday. Snow around Grand Rapids coming in off of Lake Michigan this evening. So that's what things look like right now on the roadways, Melissa. I'll have another look at that forecast coming up a little later in the show. We'll take more of a look further on into tomorrow when some of the snow starts to wind down, how much we're expecting, and coming home from the weekend, maybe Sunday, could be a bit messy too. I'll talk about that a little later.
Joe, sticking with weather, lake effect snow, something we hear about all winter season here in northern Michigan. And this Thanksgiving holiday, it is on the top of many people's minds, putting a hold on some Thanksgiving travel plans even. Meteorologist Ethan Foreman explains the science behind the lake effect snow.
We are starting to enter lake effect season with the start of meteorological winter taking effect Monday, December 1st. Lake effect snow can start with the first cold air masses of the season, usually occurring in November, but sometimes even as early as October. This year, we saw the heavy lake effect snow close to Lake Michigan in early November. The majority of lake effect snow usually occurs in December and January, starts to slow down later into February and March, but some lake effect snow is still possible during this time. The more ice coverage there is on the lakes, the less snow we will see later into the winter season. Lake effect snow develops when we have cold air over warm waters of the lake. The warm waters lead to evaporation and pushes the moist air away from the lake. The areas that are affected are dependent on the exact wind direction and the strength of the wind. The lake effect snow amounts can pile up quickly, especially if the wind stays consistent. Any small shift in wind direction, though, will make for different locations getting lake effect snow, and depending on how strong the wind is, will determine how long the band of lake effect snow is. Lake effect snow also develops in narrow bands where one location may experience whiteout conditions, low visibility, with rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour in some instances. But right down the road might experience sunshine and have hardly any snow. And it doesn't have to be lake effect snow either. The Great Lakes also can see lake effect rain, lake effect clouds, graupel, sleet, freezing rain, or fog. But did you know the Great Lakes region isn't the only one that sees lake effect weather conditions? There are many other parts of the world that sees lake effect weather. That includes areas like Salt Lake City from the Great Salt Lake, the Finger Lakes in New York, the Bull Shores Reservoir in Arkansas, Lake Wheeler in northern Alabama, and the Wright-Patman Lake in Texas. In northern Michigan, Ethan Foreman, UpNorthLive News.
The Grand Traverse County Road Commission is preparing for the snow. Similar to many people, the Grand Traverse County Road Commission calls today the calm before the storm. Drivers have been out with the plows getting used to their routes with no snow before driving once that snow starts falling. And now the trucks are here and ready to go when the snow accumulates. And the Road Commission tells us drivers are on standby at the moment when they head out. They'll drop a mixture of the salt and sand as necessary. And they say just how much of that mixture isn't an exact science, and it depends on the day. Drivers are also ready to plow snow off the roads for as long as they're needed. They say it's all to keep people safe.
We take our work seriously, and we really want to make sure that it's safe for the traveling public. I mean, it's our wives, it's our daughters, it's our brothers, it's our fathers that are driving on this thing. So we really take it to heart for keeping the traveling public safe.
And we also talked to one of the team drivers on a ride along during those preparations. Tonight on Up North Live News at 11, we'll hear from him and how you can stay safe while sharing the roads with the plows. Well, our unscripted question of the day, going back to this severe weather that's moving into northern Michigan, is the weather forecast impacting your Thanksgiving travel plans? Let us know. You can scan to vote and view live results right there with the QR code, or just go to our Facebook page, Up North Live, and our website, upnorthlive.com. Chime in. We will check those responses to the question of the day coming up a little bit later in the show. Well, 2 Wexford County moms are on a mission to make sure no one goes hungry by being available at a time of day when most pantries are closed. Our Ellie Baxter walks us through the setup of the Midnight Market.
It's a little wet today. Through the cold rain and snow, Jerica and her daughter Amira drop off a load of donations at 614 Chestnut Street, the home of Jerica's friend Amanda. Since we were standing in your yard today, we definitely did not want to leave you out of this story in any way.
We were handing out donations on Halloween along with our trick-or-treater candies.
And we saw such a big need that we just wanted to have it at a larger scale.
And while right now this looks like just a patch of grass, Friday nights a transformation happens.
Because right now I'm setting it up when I get out of work at 5 o'clock.
A tent pops up with tables piled high with canned food, turkeys,
Shampoo, conditioner, personal hygiene products, as well as food. Last week we had a lot of people donating blankets and hats and coats.
Their mission, when food banks close, they open. A midnight market, so no one is left in the dark without.
I have a driveway that kind of goes right to where it's at. They can pull in, grab what they need.
It's an anonymous experience for those who may not feel comfortable walking into a pantry for help.
I did have an experience where I was out stocking and I watched a little boy cry because he was able to get a toothbrush. There's the need. We've had younger kids tell us they're living in campers and this is their ability to get warm food, warm clothing, and blankets.
Two moms stepping up to help other families in their community.
We do what we can and we bring our kiddos along with us. What do we do when we come here? We help people. Yes, we help people who need it.
Because some people don't have food.
Some people do not have as much as we do.
Amanda and Jerica are hoping to make this outreach a permanent thing, reaching out to the community to help build a shed to house these donations so the midnight market can go 24/7. In Wexford County, Allie Baxter, Up North Live News.
It is just awesome to see people helping people. You can reach out and donate to the Midnight Market. Jerica and Amanda ask that no expired food is donated, and they're also focusing on winter clothing items. One of the oldest historic buildings in Wolverine was demolished today, rather. Our camera captured the aftermath of the building falling to the ground. You can check it out right here. We're told that there were structural issues and it created safety concerns. While crews were demolishing that building, the area was closed off and parts of the building fell onto the road. One person watching this building crumble right before their eyes said that her grandparents were the previous owners and used the building as a home and craft shop from the late 1960s to 1982.
Part of my history. It's part of this town. And a little piece of grandma and grandpa are now gone, and I had to watch it just to say goodbye.
Oh my goodness, we're told the building has gone through many transitions over the years. At one point, it was a grocery store, a meat market, and a storage unit. All right, stay right here. Thanksgiving, it is tomorrow. Today is the busy travel part of the holiday, I should say. We're going to check in with Joe and see what that weather forecast looks like coming up after the break.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
Welcome back to Up North Live's Unscripted. We've been talking about weather really all throughout the show because big changes moving in. And Joe, that brings up the travel forecast because today is the day that people are traveling for the holiday.
Yeah, obviously you want to get there before you carve the turkey. So yeah, today is a busy travel day across northern Michigan. Early on in the day, it wasn't that bad. It's right now when things are starting to go a bit downhill for travel, at least. That is Gaylord. Now, an hour or two ago, when we did the 5 o'clock news on NBC, it was completely clear, just wet. But we're starting to see some ice, some snowflakes in the camera. You see the temperature now at Gaylord's down to 31. So what's coming down now is in the form of snow, a southwest wind. By the way, the wind chill there feels like 22 currently. There it is, low pressure right on top of us. That is moving away. This is a pretty tight low. So the closer those black lines are together, those isobars, equal lines of pressure, the stronger the wind is. So as that moves away, we're going to get on the cold, windy backside of this system right now. There's radar. We have snow from Cleveland all the way up to Lake Superior tonight. Here's a little closer look at our region. Again, Newberry just starting to switch to snow. You've been rain. Sault Ste. Marie, more rain. Brimley Bay Mills, but you also will get in on snow. Marquette, it's been snowing up there. They have blizzard warnings there. Petoskey starting to switch over. South of Sheboygan, mainly rain. Traverse City on the edge of both rain and snow. And then from Grayling through Cadillac, Manistee, Ludington, Big Rapids, mainly snow. And then downstate, same thing. Not as much over toward Detroit, Flint, but Big Rapids, that 131 stretch, Grand Rapids to Kalamazoo. A lot of snow there, too, coming in off Lake Michigan. One more thing, too, I just want to point out, we already got a report of almost 2,600 people in Benzie County without power. I imagine that's due to the wind. Ludington right now 32, 30 at Cadillac, Big Rapids. It's a little warmer north, closer to the low. That's why like Sheboygan is 36. That 32-degree mark makes such a big difference, of course freezing, where they're mainly just looking at rain. But everybody will see the switch to snow tonight. Locally heavy late, blowing snow and wind, and that's the story for our Thanksgiving. If you're not in the snow belts, again, you're not going to get as much snow. This is a northwest flow event, so that typically impacts areas of Antrim, Kalkaska, Otsego, Crawford, Roscommon, maybe Ogama counties as well, and then parts of the UP. And then this will start to diminish a little bit Friday afternoon. Look at the winds right now. You see these are peak gusts right now. Look at Frankfurt. That's why there's probably power outages there. And then you get up closer to the low, there's hardly any wind right now at Sault Ste. Marie. But then everybody will see the wind, there it is, picking up out of the northwest as our low moves away. There's tomorrow morning and afternoon, winds gusting still 30 to 40 miles per hour in spots with blowing snow. Statewide, look at snow, much of the UP, and yeah, that stretch Kalamazoo up toward Reed City, Cadillac, and then the big snows for our area, the eastern UP, and then that one band of snow is expected to set up. Don't take these numbers exactly. Like if you're in Grayling watching right now or Houghton Lake, don't think, oh my gosh, Joe said 22 inches of snow. There could be variations because it's lake effect, but you are in that area close to where the heaviest of the snow will fall. And again, Sheboygan, Mackinac Island. I always point these out because inevitably I get emails. I thought you said we're getting a ton of snow. Well, it depends where you're at. Sheboygan, like an inch, maybe 5, 6 around Traverse City. All right, here's our forecast tonight, 26 to 32, snow kicking in, locally heavy in the snow belts, strong northwest winds. And then a weather warn day tomorrow on Thanksgiving, lake effect snow and wind, upper 20s, low 30s. We haven't talked a lot about this. I mean, I did for Benzie County, but just remember too, with the snow and wind, there could be power outages tomorrow too for Thanksgiving. Just a heads up on that. Boyne City, right around freezing, 33 there tomorrow for your Thanksgiving afternoon. And Ludington, 33 too, along with Manistee. Lake effect snow and wind. Weather warn day tomorrow. Friday, snow starts to taper off. We get a little break Saturday, a little break in the weather. And then more snow rolls in, it looks like, on Sunday, especially in the afternoon. And then snow showers next week, highs in the 20s, Melissa.
Winter is on the way.
It is, for sure.
All right, thanks, Joe. The potential lead in the NFC North up for grabs. Sports Director Harrison Beebe brings us the latest coming up after the break. Welcome back to Unscripted. The potential lead in the NFC North is up for grabs. Sports Director Harrison Beebe has the latest. He joins us now from the Content Center. Hey, Harrison.
Hey, Melissa. Yeah, tomorrow and Friday are going to be two big days for the NFC North. The Lions in another huge Thanksgiving Day matchup against the Green Bay Packers. 23rd time these two are meeting up on Thanksgiving, which is kind of crazy to think about. I've been in attendance for two of these as a fan. Did not go so well for the Lions in those games. Packers coming out 2-0 in those Thanksgiving games that I went to. But right now, the Bears leading the way in a very competitive NFC North. But the interesting wrinkle in all of this is in 48 hours, we could see the Lions at the top of these standings. All it would take would be a Detroit win tomorrow in the Thanksgiving Day game, and then a Bears loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, which, Melissa, if you don't recall, the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year and looking pretty good this year as well. So that's a very realistic possibility to happen on Friday. You would then see the Lions right at the top of the NFC North. So right now they are out of the playoffs. As soon as Friday night, they could be back in the playoffs and having a home game. So that's how fast this ever-changing NFL landscape can go. And we've still got several weeks after that to then shuffle out a lot more dominoes. But there's a lot up for grabs here in this next 48-hour period as far as the NFC North is concerned. So Lions-Packers, always a fun rivalry, always a great reason to get excited for a Thanksgiving Day kickoff. And there's even a lot more to look forward to as far as the potential of moving up. And Melissa, they got a lot of great news, did Lions fans today. Frank Ragnow officially announcing he's the Lions center for years and years. He retired in June, but he's announcing he's seen enough. He wants to come back and help this team. Their O-line has been pretty weak since he retired, so he's coming out of retirement, made that official this afternoon, and it appears in the next few weeks for that stretch run in December into January, he's going to be with that team in the offensive line, hopefully giving them a boost for some offense here. And for some more exciting Detroit sports news, the Pistons tied the franchise record for wins at 13 consecutive the other night. They are in a great game with the Boston Celtics right now. Right after we're wrapping up here, I'm going to go check out the fourth quarter of this one. The Pistons have a chance to set the all-time franchise record for consecutive wins. This Piston team from out of nowhere is setting some remarkable stats for the franchise, and we'll update you on all those results tonight during Sports at 11.
Sounds good. Exciting news for Detroit sports for sure. Thanks, Harrison. We will take another look at the question of the day coming up and those live results. Stay right here. You're watching Unscripted.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Welcome back to Unscripted here on Up North Live. Our question again of the day, does the weather impact your Thanksgiving travel plans? 32% say yes, 68% say no. They're gonna just go through with the snow and deal with it as it happens. But again, you can check out our Facebook page, Up North Live, and our website, UpNorthLive.com. Let us know your thoughts. We would love to hear from you. And of course, thank you for tuning in tonight on this Thanksgiving Eve. Have a great night. We'll see you back here for Up North Live News at 11.